Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living Communities of Greater Baltimore and Columbia in Maryland. And this morning I am reading from a daily reader titled Just for Today. It is written by it's written by a lot of people, but it's approved literature from the Narcotics Anonymous World Service Organization. And this morning I'm reading one little paragraph from the October 14th daily reading titled The End of Loneliness. And it offers us this. Our pattern of isolation can make it difficult for us to join in. Over time, however, we begin to feel a part of rather than apart from. Soon, when we walk into rooms, we feel at home. We begin to make friends and our lives start to change. That can be any room, anywhere, any community of people, any group of people, which is simply a smaller community of people. And sometimes we can be in a room filled with people that we actually love and care about, who love and care about us, and yet be so alone because in our thinking we have separated ourselves. We have indulged in some level of delusion that says my heart is closed. I can close my awareness of my heart, but I don't believe I can close my heart. That's just my perspective. I get to choose what I'm aware of. I get to choose what I attend to. And we get to choose to be included. I teach a workshop titled Inclusion Begins With Me, because oftentimes we exclude ourselves, make ourselves the victim, and then make everybody else in the group our villain when we haven't been excluded at all by anyone other than ourselves. And oftentimes that exclusion is only from the neck up, right? It's only in this little spin cycle up there that we exclude ourselves. And we have all kinds of reasons. We argue for our limitations so easily and effortlessly. Spiritual practice invites us to make living in our brilliance, in our magnificence, in our abundance, in our affluence, in the truth of our being, just as easy and effortless. To celebrate who we are with every breath and every moment. We get to make those changes, but first we have to include ourselves. We have to stop separating ourselves from the truth of our being, from the connection with other beings that share the same truth, which is all beings in our teaching. Everything made from the same substance, so we're all related. We are kin. The spiritual genetics run through everything. And so it's only through the mental process that we can exclude ourselves. And when we do, we feel the pain of that. We feel the loneliness of that. We feel the disconnect. And so the antidote is to connect. To start with the mental process, acknowledging that we belong, that you belong, that we can never be separate. And to sit with that, And then little by little, we become more comfortable in our own skin. And then we become more comfortable in groups. And then we become more comfortable in crowds. Then we become more comfortable in society. But it all starts and stops in our own use of consciousness, in our own thoughts. As a transgender man, there are a lot of places and a lot of people who exclude me in their thinking. It only has power when I exclude me in my thinking. What someone else thinks of me does not change me. Only what I think of me changes me. And the same is true for you. And so I invite you, as we move into our time of meditation, to be fully present with you. During that 5 minutes of meditation, to include all of you in the process. And what does that look like? It looks like not pushing anything away, not trying to make anything happen. Just be present with you, all of you. So I'm going to read this 2 sentences one more time and take us into our meditation. Our pattern of isolation can make it difficult for us to join in. Over time, however, we begin to feel a part of rather than apart from. Soon, when we walk into rooms, we feel at home. We begin to make friends, and our lives start to change. And so in this moment, I joyously, with great excitement, recognize that there is one power, only one power, that is everywhere present, eternal, infinite possibility. It already is everything, expressing itself individualized in the multiplicity of form. This one known by many, many names: God, Buddha, Allah, Great Spirit, the Great Mystery, love, peace, power, higher power, the Divine Spirit. It is each of those, all of those, and so much more. It is beyond what my finite brain can truly understand, and yet the essence of me recognizes itself because I am made of it. I am an exquisitely individualized, one of a kind, never to be repeated expression of it. So I am already included in the wholeness of this life, of this energy, of this consciousness. And what is true of me is true of every form of creation. There is no separation in one. There is only inclusion in one. And so I speak my word, claiming and affirming the correction in thought that owns, that each expression of creation owns its place in creation, owns its power and presence, owns its agency, includes itself as it recognizes itself. And as inclusion is recognized, the delusional thinking of exclusion is expunged, is eliminated, is disempowered. And the experience of inclusion grows. The connection in, through, and as one grows. The joy of companionship, of recognition, of connection grows, bringing together every diverse expression of life, empowering life, welcoming every new expression of itself. This is how inclusion manifests. Remembering that every expression of the infinite already belongs. That belonging can never be earned and can never be lost. That inclusion can never be earned and can never be lost. And so we each, as individualized expression of the all-inclusive, all-belonging one, claim our place, claim our seat at this holy divine table of life. And as we claim our seat, We claim every seat for every individualized expression. There is room at the table for all. And as we make room for ourselves, we make room for each expression of divinity. We live inclusion. We live belonging. We be. And I celebrate. I celebrate that the word spoken is the word received in law. That aspect of the creative process, that aspect of consciousness that simply acts upon itself, acts upon its desire to express, to expand, and it makes it so. There's no waiting period. It's done. And so knowing it is done, I call this faith. Belief in things not seen. Knowing that as I see it in the mental equivalent of myself, as I believe that it is done, I will see it in form. And so I claim it as done. I claim it as complete. I celebrate it is done. And I let go of any resistance to standing solidly in the faith of completion. I let go of every form of fear and confusion and frustration. I let go of every attachment to the human time paradigm, and I simply claim it as so. I let it go so completely that I live in the truth that it is done. End of discussion. It is done. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.